Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English World channel. This is your English learning channel where we practice real English slowly, clearly, and without pressure. If you are learning English and sometimes you feel nervous, confused, or even a little afraid to speak, you are in the right place.
Yes, you are not alone. Many people understand English very well. They can read it, they can listen to it, they can even think in English sometimes. But when it is time to speak, nothing comes out.
Exactly. And today, we want to talk about this problem. Understanding English, but not being able to speak English confidently. This is a very common situation, especially for beginners and intermediate learners.
And honestly, this problem can feel very frustrating. You know the words, you understand the sentences, but when someone talks to you, your mind feels empty.
Yes, your heart beats faster, you start thinking too much, you worry about mistakes, and slowly you stop speaking.
In this video, we want to help you understand why this happens.
And more importantly, we want to show you how you can slowly, step by step, start speaking English with confidence. No rush, no pressure, just real, simple, daily English.
So, take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and stay with us.
Let's begin.
Before we talk about how to speak, I think it's important to understand why speaking feels so hard. Because when we understand the problem, it becomes lighter.
Yes, that's true. Many learners think, I'm bad at English, but that's usually not the real issue. The real issue is fear.
And fear shows up in many quiet ways. It's not always panic. It's not always obvious. Sometimes it's just a small voice inside your head saying, "What if I say it wrong?"
Yes. Or, what if they laugh at me? Or even, what if I don't understand their reply?
That one is very common. Your mind starts running ahead, imagining problems that haven't happened yet.
And while your mind is busy worrying, your mouth stays closed. Not because you don't know English, but because your brain is trying to protect you.
That's important to say. Fear is not your enemy. It's your brain trying to keep you safe.
Exactly. Your brain thinks speaking English is risky, so let's stay quiet.
But the problem is, staying quiet also stops learning. Language needs movement. It needs sound. It needs mistakes.
Yes, mistakes are not a problem. They are actually part of the process. But many learners grow up thinking mistakes are something bad.
Especially in school. You give a wrong answer and you feel embarrassed. So later, when learning English, that memory comes back.
Yes, your body remembers that feeling. Even if nobody is judging you now, your body still feels tense.
Your shoulders feel tight. Your breathing changes. Your voice feels smaller.
And then you think, see, I can't speak English. But that thought is not true.
Not at all. What's really happening is your confidence is still learning, just like your grammar once did.
I like that way of saying it. Confidence is a skill. It grows with practice.
And confidence does not come before speaking. It comes after speaking.
Yes, that surprises many people. They think, I'll speak when I feel confident. But confidence says, speak first, I'll come later.
Confidence is a bit late sometimes.
Very late. But it always shows up if you keep going.
Another thing that makes speaking hard is comparing yourself to others. You hear someone speak fluently and you think, I'll never sound like that.
Comparison is very heavy. You don't see their journey. You only see the result.
Exactly. You don't see their mistakes, their pauses, their awkward moments.
And you don't need to sound like them. You only need to sound like you in English.
That's such an important point. English does not belong to one accent, or one country, or one style.
It belongs to everyone who uses it. Slow English, broken English, simple English.
All of it is real English.
So, if you are listening right now and you feel nervous about speaking, please remember this.
Nothing is wrong with you.
You are not behind. You are not failing.
You are simply learning something that takes time.
And today, we are here to walk through that learning slowly together. No rush,
No pressure.
just understanding.
And from understanding, confidence will grow.
So, now that we understand the fear a little better, let's talk about what actually helps. Not big steps, not scary steps. Just small ones. Very small ones.
Small steps are important because fear doesn't disappear suddenly. It softens, slowly, with experience.
Exactly. One of the biggest mistakes learners make is waiting for the perfect moment to speak. They think, I'll speak when my English is better.
That moment almost never comes. Because English doesn't magically become perfect one day.
Yes, it grows while you use it. So the first small step is this. Speak even when your sentence feels unfinished.
That's a good one. Many learners stop themselves because they think the sentence is not ready yet. But real conversations are not perfect sentences.
Exactly. Native speakers pause, change words, correct themselves. So it's okay if you say, I go to, market yesterday.
Yes, that sentence works. The message is clear.
Communication is more important than correctness. Another small step is choosing safe places to speak.
That makes a big difference. You don't need to start with strangers. You can start with yourself.
Yes, talking to yourself is powerful. You can describe what you're doing. I'm making tea. I'm opening my laptop. I'm feeling tired today.
It sounds funny, but it really works. Your mouth gets used to English sounds.
And your brain learns speaking English is safe. Another safe place is repeating out loud.
Listening silently is comfortable, but speaking out loud changes everything. Even repeating one sentence builds confidence.
Yes, you don't need a long conversation. One sentence is enough. For example, you hear a sentence in a video and you pause it. Then you say it slowly, in your own voice.
That moment matters. It trains your muscles, not just your memory.
Another small step is allowing silence. You don't need to answer fast.
That's very important. Many learners feel pressure to respond immediately. But silence is normal.
Yes, you can pause, think, breathe. You can say, Let me think.
And that sentence itself is already speaking English.
Yes, exactly. Another helpful step is using simple, ready sentences. Not long explanations, just simple phrases.
Like, I'm not sure. Can you repeat that? I think so. These phrases give you time. And they reduce pressure.
You don't have to explain everything.
Simplicity is powerful. Many learners think they must sound advanced. But sounding clear is much better.
Yes, clear English builds confidence faster than complex English. And finally, one very small but important step: be kind to yourself after you speak.
That's a big one. Many learners speak then immediately judge themselves. I made a mistake. I sounded bad.
Instead, try saying, I spoke today. That matters. Even if it wasn't perfect.
Progress happens quietly. Not with applause, not with perfection.
Just with consistency. Small steps, repeated again and again.
And slowly, very slowly, speaking starts to feel normal.
You know, something that truly changes the way people start speaking is not motivation or sudden confidence, but the small habits they repeat quietly every day.
Yes, that feels very true. Because motivation comes and goes depending on mood, but habits stay with you even on days when energy is low.
Exactly. And many learners wait for the moment when they feel confident enough to speak without realizing that confidence usually comes only after the habit already exists.
That's such an important point because nobody wakes up confident one day. Confidence slowly grows through repeated action.
So instead of chasing confidence, it really helps to build gentle daily habits that fit naturally into real life without adding pressure.
Habits that don't feel heavy, or demanding, or stressful.
One habit I always suggest is choosing a fixed time in the day, not a long study session, just a small moment you can keep. It could be 5 minutes or even 3 minutes, as long as it feels possible and safe.
Yes, 5 minutes feels manageable, and when something feels manageable, you are more likely to return to it.
You can speak while brushing your teeth, while walking outside, or while making tea or coffee in the morning.
English really can fit anywhere. It doesn't need a desk or a notebook.
Another habit that helps a lot is using the same sentences again and again instead of trying to learn something new every single day. Repetition may sound boring, but for the brain, it feels calming and familiar.
Repetition removes the pressure of thinking, and it allows your mouth to move more freely.
Exactly. You can say the same simple sentence every morning, like, I feel calm today, or I feel tired today, or I feel okay today.
And slowly, without forcing it, those sentences start sounding more natural in your own voice.
Another gentle habit is reacting to what you hear, even if you don't answer fully. You don't need full conversations, just small reactions.
Like when you watch a video and quietly say things like, "Oh, really? That's interesting," or "I see."
Yes, those reactions are real speaking, even if they feel small. They help your voice wake up without fear.
And they feel much safer than trying to explain something long.
Another habit, which feels uncomfortable at first, is recording your voice sometimes. Not to judge yourself, not to criticize, just to listen.
Yes. This one feels strange in the beginning because hearing your own voice is unfamiliar. But after some time, you start noticing improvement instead of mistakes.
Yes, you begin to hear progress, and even small progress feels encouraging. Another important habit is learning to stop comparing your English to others. Comparison often creates unnecessary pressure and makes learning feel heavier than it needs to be.
Hmm. Comparison steals energy and joy, and everyone's learning journey is different. Different speed, different background, different starting point.
Exactly. The only comparison that matters is who you were yesterday. And even that comparison should be gentle.
That's more than enough.
And one habit people forget but really need is rest.
Yes. Many learners think rest means stopping, but rest is part of learning.
Some days, the best habit is simply listening without speaking, without effort. Just letting the language stay close.
And that still counts. That still builds connection with English.
Daily habits don't mean forcing yourself to perform. They mean staying connected, even in quiet ways.
In human ways.
And slowly, without pressure, those habits change how English feels inside you
It stops feeling like a test you might fail.
and starts feeling like a tool you can use.
Something familiar, something useful, and something you are no longer afraid of.
You know, after habits begin to feel normal, many people slowly start thinking about speaking with real people. And that moment can feel exciting, but also a little scary at the same time.
Yes. Because real people feel unpredictable, and learners worry they might say something wrong.
That fear makes sense because conversations don't pause for us, and we don't always know what will come next.
And silence in conversations can feel very loud in our minds.
But something important to remember is that real conversations are not perfect for anyone. Even native speakers pause, forget words, or change their sentences halfway.
Mistakes are not a sign of weakness, they're a sign of being human.
When you speak with someone, you don't need long sentences, and you don't need perfect grammar. Short responses are enough. Simple words are enough.
Yes, you can say, I think so, or I'm not sure, or even, let me think.
Those phrases give you time, and they sound completely natural. Another helpful idea is choosing safe speaking situations first. Places where people are not judging and where conversations are short.
Like shops or cafes or small daily interactions.
Exactly. Those moments are brief and people are focused on tasks, not your English.
That makes them feel safer.
And if you don't understand something, it's always okay to ask again. You can say, "Sorry, could you repeat that?" Or, "Can you say it slowly?"
Most people are kind when they see effort.
And if someone doesn't understand you, that doesn't mean you failed. It just means communication is shared, not one-sided.
Yes, understanding is something both people build together.
Another thing that helps a lot is learning to smile through small mistakes. Not laughing at yourself, but accepting the moment.
Acceptance takes away fear's power.
The more you speak, the more normal mistakes feel, and the less they stop you from continuing. That's how fear slowly loses control.
You don't need to speak every day with people.
Even once a week is enough to build courage.
Slow steps still move forward.
And every time you speak, even a little, you teach your brain that English is safe.
Safe to try, safe to sound imperfect, safe to continue.
If you're listening right now and thinking, "I'm still afraid," that's okay.
Fear doesn't mean stop. It just means go gently.
You don't need to become confident overnight. You only need to stay connected.
Connected to the language, connected to yourself, connected to progress.
English is not something you perform. It's something you use.
And you're already using it just by listening.
So take your time. Move slowly. Be patient with yourself. We're really glad you spent this time with us today.
Yes. Thank you for listening and for staying with the conversation.
We hope this felt calm and helpful and encouraging.
And remember, your voice matters, even when it feels quiet.
We'll be here again with another gentle conversation.
Until then, take care of yourself.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, and keep going slowly.